Hell's Kitchen has always been broken. After the destruction of New York, crime floods into the neighborhood and the system meant to protect it quietly rots from the inside out. And that's where Matt Murdock comes in. He's a blind lawyer with heightened senses, raised in a church, trained to fight, and unwilling to accept that justice only appears on paper. By day, Matt tries to help people through the law and his best friend Foggy Nelson and journalist Karen Page, and by night, he becomes something else entirely. He becomes Daredevil. As Matt hunts gangs and traffickers, he uncovers that the man truly running the city is named Wilson Fisk. Fisk believes that power brings order and order brings peace. Matt believes power without restraint only creates monsters. Their war tears Hell's Kitchen apart, but in the end, Matt defeats Fisk without killing him, choosing to believe that the law, however fragile, still matters. But removing Fisk doesn't save the city, it leaves a vacuum, and that vacuum is filled by Frank Castle, the Punisher, a man who doesn't believe that criminals deserve second chances. Matt tries to stop him not just because of the violence, but because he sees a future version of himself staring back at him. At the same time, Matt is dragged into a shadow war against an ancient cult known as the Hand, and reunited with Elektra, someone who understands his darkness better than anybody. But Elektra ends up dying and the Hand survives, and Matt loses more than he wins. Then, Fisk returns. From prison, he manipulates the FBI and corrupts law enforcement and unleashes a fake Daredevil to destroy Matt's reputation. The city turns on its hero. Matt nearly breaks, but in the end, he exposes Fisk again and sends him back to prison, protecting Karen and Foggy at the cost of his own peace. For a moment, it feels over, but it isn't. Years later, Wilson Fisk doesn't just return with fists or gangs, he returns with votes. Fisk becomes mayor of New York City, weaponizing public fear of vigilantes to outlaw heroes entirely. Daredevil disappears, and Matt Murdock retreats into the law, trying desperately to believe that the system can still work. Then, Foggy is murdered, and silence stops being an option. As Fisk builds anti-vigilante task forces and militarizes the police, the city begins to resemble a controlled state. Crime doesn't vanish, it just gets permission. And Matt slowly realizes that Fisk didn't abandon violence, he simply legalized it. At the same time, a new killer emerges, Muse, turning murder into spectacle. When an innocent vigilante, White Tiger, is wrongfully accused and later killed, Matt sees the cost of inaction written in blood. Daredevil returns. Not as a symbol of hope, but as resistance. Matt uncovers Fisk's true plan, transforming Red Hook into a private city-state, free roam oversight, ruled by fear. Fisk's empire is no longer hidden in shadows, it's built in policy, money, and silence. As the city descends into darkness, old enemies resurface. Benjamin Poindexter escapes and the Punisher returns, furious that his symbol is being twisted by corrupt cops. And Matt is forced to accept the truth that he's avoided his entire life. You can't beat men like Fisk by playing clean, you beat them by standing in their way. New York is under martial law, Fisk is more powerful than ever, and Daredevil is exposed. Thank you so much for watching my recap of Daredevil Seasons 1 through 4. Let me know in the comments which recap you want to see next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.